Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Wandering Vegan. So yesterday someone asked me to do an episode about my vegan story. So I'm going to tell you guys when I became a vegan, how I became a vegan, and why I became a vegan. So it all started about 10 years ago, and I was working at a restaurant, and just about everyone there was a vegetarian, and I'd never even heard of a vegetarian at this point. Well, I knew what a vegetarian was, but I never actually met a vegetarian, I should say. I was really curious as to why someone would want to be a vegetarian. I was like, well, are you doing it for the animals? Are you doing it for your health? What's going on here? Everyone started showing me photos of animal abuse and videos, and they were telling me that they didn't feel like they could possibly eat animals with this sort of thing going on. I was around 18 years old, so I was pretty impressionable. So I thought to myself, well, I better get on this boat. I'm going with it. I'm not going to eat animals either. So I didn't actually cut out all animal products at first. What I did was I actually cut out chicken, pork, and beef first. So I was still eating seafood and dairy products. I live near the beach, so everyone eats seafood. I didn't think that I wanted to cut it out of my diet at that time. After a little while, I thought to myself, well, why am I just picking on the creatures of the sea? What did they do? Why are the other animals more important? So I ended up cutting out those as well, and then I was just a vegetarian. When I first became a vegetarian, I was still eating a lot of processed foods. Obviously, I was still eating dairy, which is really not good for you at all, but I was making a step in the right direction. At this time, I didn't know that. I didn't know what a vegan was, but I was a pretty strict vegetarian. Between that time and the time I went to art school, it was about 3 years. And in that time, I maybe took a few months off and ate meat and didn't feel good about it. And so then I went back to being a vegetarian. And then when I got to art school, I decided that I wanted to lose some weight. And that really sort of stemmed my interest in the vegan lifestyle. Because I thought, well, if I'm cutting out dairy and I'm cutting out all of these junk foods that I can't eat strictly because I am a vegan, then I'm definitely going to lose some weight. I would love to tell you the reason is because I found out how bad the dairy industry was, but I didn't find that out honestly until maybe like a few years of being on the lifestyle. If you want to know, I did start to lose a lot of weight when I became vegan. I probably lost about 15 pounds right off the bat without really trying. I definitely worked out, I was pretty active, but that didn't really change. That was like a steady thing in my life, so the only thing that changed was my diet, and I lost a fair amount of weight. So maybe a few years down the road from that, I started managing a restaurant. And life sort of got ahead of me at that point. I was really tired all the time. I was really overworked, and I gave up my vegan lifestyle because I couldn't keep food in the house, and I put it on the back burner. And that wasn't a smart thing for me to do, but that's what I did. I definitely regretted it. As soon as I started eating meat and dairy again, I became very lethargic. I started gaining weight. I started getting really moody, and so I decided it wasn't a good thing to do. I kept doing it because I was just sort of like in this whirlwind of work and, obviously poor lifestyle. Then about a year after that, I moved out to Las Vegas. And one of my friends was like, I really want to do a raw vegan diet. Do you have any experience with that? And I said, well, I don't have any experience with being a raw vegan, but I do have experience with being a vegan. I was a vegan for a really long time. And so I was like, I'm in for it. Like, I'll do it. It was about time that, I switched back, to a healthy lifestyle. And so we started juicing all the time. So I think that we probably were just on juice for at least like 2 months, maybe. We'd have like, a couple other things here and there, maybe like an avocado once a month. We would have like some celery, carrots, really just like clean food. I know the avocado is like a little bit fatty, but like having once a month like isn't gonna kill you. And I started to feel great. I lost a lot of weight. All the weight that I had put back on, I lost that immediately as soon as I started juicing. My skin was super clear. My moods were so much better. I had more energy. It was absolutely incredible experience. And then I moved back to the East Coast, and I started working in another restaurant. I had quit my managing job just because it was a lifestyle that I just couldn't keep up with. I knew I was never going to be happy in that place. And for maybe about a month of the time I was working there, I gave up my diet, which was a really bad choice. I put on like 20 pounds, or like maybe less, probably more, in a month. Outrageous, right? And so after that, I went back to the vegan lifestyle, and I've been that way ever since. Right now, I'm a raw vegan. I don't really think that it's that important what kind of vegan you are, just as long as you're eating a really clean, low fat, high carb diet, in my opinion. Uh, I've just found that being raw works better for me. It honestly, it just, my body reacts a lot better to it. One thing I do want to share with you guys is that I do have psoriasis, and ever since I have eaten a clean vegan diet, I have not had it, which I think that, diet and lifestyle has a lot to do with it. I don't think it's just strictly because of my diet. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm more well rested now, I'm hydrated, I don't drink. Obviously, the fact that I'm having a clean diet does help, but that's just a little fun fact I wanted to share with you. So, in addition to the weight loss and all of the other great side effects, I haven't had psoriasis for a really long time now. As you guys can see, I have definitely yo-yoed a lot on my diet throughout the past 10 years. So it's okay if when you're starting you have some hiccups. It definitely happens. But if you guys ever feel like you're going to have a hiccup, or you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help you. I've been there. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like when you feel like you can't possibly do it, or you can't fit it into your life. So I can give you some really good tips on how I started to make it work. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. I would love to hear your guys' story. Please let me know, how long have you been vegan? What kind of vegan are you? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Are you guys having any problems with your diet? Do you guys have any diseases that you've cured by going vegan? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of The Wandering Vegan. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching another episode of The Wandering Vegan. If you like what you see, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.